Yo, how's it going, everyone? And welcome to a brand new episode of 27 Outs. As always, I am Ivan alongside Stefan on this lovely Easter edition of the show, right? Shout out to everyone who's out and about with fam, right? I know some people stay home, others go all over the damn place. They do the Easter egg hunt, they go to a restaurant, they're out all day. Listen, whatever it is that you're doing on this lovely Sunday or even Sunday night at this point, you guys are here with us. Shout out to all of you guys. Stefan, before I pass it over to you, bro, I do want to say, as we were getting ready for tonight's show, I'm watching, the ending of some of these games, right? Like the Astros, the A's. By the way, Brent Rooker, he walked it off for the A's. They won that game.
Hit a bomb.
Yeah, and I was also
live.
seeing the Angels versus the Mariners. That was an interesting ending. And then even the Yankees, to a certain extent, like they did lose, but I thought for a second they lost by 1 to the Marlins. That ended 7-6, but there was a lot of interesting games. So let us know in the chat if you guys saw that action. But Stefan, otherwise, what's good? And
So all right, story time, right? Because it's Easter and all that stuff. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna get up in the morning and I'm gonna actually listen to a church service and play some gospel music.
You was feeling holy today.
Yeah, I wasn't as heathenistic today. I woke up and you know what I mean? Thank the man up above for waking me up this morning. This is a very special day. If you know, you know. But nah, man, just feeling grateful, healthy, family's good, everybody's good. I get to do this with you. So just feeling grateful on a lighter note though, so I don't know, man. I'm gonna say something that's gonna make you laugh. Seriously. I've been craving Wendy's for like the last 4 days.
Okay.
So mom says, I'm gonna be home late. What do you want for dinner? And because I'm like, I'm not really feeling like the ribs and the rye. I'm not. It's like, can you do me a favor? Can you stop off at Wendy's and get a brother like some 2 bacon cheeseburgers and some fries, man? And she was like, all right, say no more, bro. She walked in here, man. I was happy than a pig in sloth, brother. What? 2 bacon cheeseburgers. I had some fries too. They were really good. And I'm like, yo, I feel like a kid, bro. Like those are like the moments that bring you back to feeling like when you're like 10 years old. I remember when you used to go to the McDonald's drive-thru and it used to feel like an event. You're like, damn, bro, we get McDonald's.
Yo, bro, I used to eat McDonald's. I mean, I haven't eaten McDonald's in a very long time. Like, I kid you not, the only thing I'll have now is maybe like a McFlurry or something like that. But my go-to when I was in high school, man, the McDouble with small fries, some nuggets on the side. Oh man, forget about it. But it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Speaking of fries and nuggets and all that good stuff, we got to go to Rolling Roaster again, man. Rolling Roaster, if you're watching, we like a sponsorship. Because one of my boys was just there, and this dude sends me a screenshot. Y'all wanted to jump through the phone and choke this dude, bro.
You know what's so good about their food too is I can't even remember when was the last time I went, right?
We gotta go this summer. We gotta go.
But I say that because I'm sure their recipe never changes. Like, I remember years ago being a kid and like seeing their commercial on TV.
Yeah,
They
bro.
still exist, and when I finally got older, met you, went to Kingsborough, I tried the food. I was like, okay, so I'm sure whenever we go back there, it's gonna hit probably the same exact way.
We gotta, all right. So this is we planning this on the air, but we planning it on the air, so you gotta stick to the plan. Because if we plan it on the air, happy Easter, Armand. Happy Easter, everybody. We see y'all, man. I'm holding this to you to this on the air because I want to make sure we follow through. We gotta hit 3 places this summer. We gotta hit Rolling Roaster. I gotta take you to China New Star, the Chinese spot we went to that one time with Nick. Remember that spot? We gotta go there, and I gotta get you some L&B like right around the corner from my house.
Oh, but I could pick that up just any day, Yeah, I've told you before, and I'm bad. I think I've told you this before, but I have told you in the past that there has been times when I would pull up just for the ice cream, bro. Like I won't hit you, and I'm bad for that. I'm putting myself on the spot. I gotta be honest, but I have pulled up for the ice cream real quick and went back because it's that good for me. It's been a while since I had it now.
Nah,
L&B, I mean, I could get that anytime I visit you, you know?
nah, yeah, but I'm telling you, nah, them other two spots,
Now
yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure. Nah, yeah. Speaking of being down, you mentioned it. Let's just start here.
yeah. Mhm.
I don't know if brothers, I don't know if they call it though. Everybody got a walk-off memo in the 4 o'clock window. The Braves got walked off by Arizona. Cattell Marte with the walk-off. Brent Rooker, 3-run Yaya walking off the Astros. Astros tied the game in the 9th inning at 9, then blew it in the 10th.
Mhm.
And the Yankees almost came back. And credit to them because Aaron Boone literally piecemealed the last 2 innings together because he didn't have his complement. But credit to these guys for fighting back. But I think the comeback of the day for me was the A's.
Right.
Although the Angels also came back against Seattle. But
Mhm.
the comeback for me today was the A's because I look at the A's and I'm like, damn, y'all got potential to be really good. That offense has potential to be really, really good. And the only thing you hope is that the pitching can somehow just allow them to stay in games long enough for the bats to make a move. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean to be that guy, but I hate them in this ballpark. I just do. I think no, and I'm not trying to be funny.
Right.
It puts them at such a disadvantage pitching wise. Because you got some of the best offenses rolling through there, and you look up, you're down 7-0, and it's nobody's fault that you're playing in a minor league yard with a bunch of mammoth human beings.
The final
Like,
score of tonight's game was
was
12-10,
12
right?
not yeah, 12-10, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, bro. Like, you're gonna score, but they're gonna score too.
Exactly, right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn.
Mhm.
But
Speaking of the Astros, they did receive some tough news. Hunter Brown on the
mhm,
IL. That's tough
with
because Hunter Brown, listen, I don't want to put, you know, this amount of pressure on him, but especially if you're an Astros fan, he's giving you 2 solid seasons back to back. I would think that, especially after a guy like Framber Valdez is no longer there. Hunter
mhm,
Brown is essentially now like your ace. So for
he
him
is.
to be
Yeah.
out this early, it sucks, man. But other guys got to step up. I know Imai after his first start, he did say that he was nervous, so
He
he's still
he looked
trying to
good
like get
yesterday.
comfortable, right?
He
And
looked
then
good yesterday, yeah.
you have Lance McCullers, who is another guy who you don't really know whether he's gonna give you 20 starts a year or 5. So you just got to see.
So the thing is, like, you need Christian Javier and Hunter Brown and all these guys to give you as many starts as possible because it's a long season. And so, first of all, praise up to Hunter Brown. I think they said his elbow was barking, or was it? I think it's an elbow.
I think shoulder
Or
strain. Let me
shoulder
see.
strain. Shoulder, you're
Yeah,
right. Shoulder, yes. Now, the shoulder gives me more concern than the elbow. I'm not gonna lie to you. The shoulder is really concerning because, as you know, I say it all the time. Shoulders mean that's like alarm bells going off in my brain.
yeah. You
Like,
you you start sounding like a scientist when you start talking about the shoulder's connected to this, the elbow's
no,
connected to
I'm
that.
telling you, you. I'm gonna say it. Depending on how severe this is, we lucky if he pitches again this year.
Damn, bro. I hope not.
Shoulders, no, but I always say this.
Mhm.
Shoulders to me are like the I don't care. Your elbow we could fix. You be back in a year and a half. Shoulders, once you start having shoulder problems, for me, that's automatic. Like, damn, we might not see him for 2 years. That's how my brain works when I see shoulder problems.
Yeah, I see you. That's worst case scenario. Oh, for
Yeah,
real.
it really is. Cause
Right.
then Kodai Senga went through it a couple years ago. The moment we found out something was wrong with his shoulder, I was like, he's not pitching again for the entire year. And what happened? He made one start. and then blew out his calf. You remember this?
Yeah.
And didn't pitch again to the playoffs.
You know why another reason why I don't like this for the Astros too is, yo, that offense, it looks solid. Like Yordan Alvarez, he's always down, but
Altuve.
he's finally healthy to start the year.
Mhm.
Altuve's another guy, but he's still showing like, yo, I'm the leader of this ball club, And it's like, damn, for you guys to start the season off the way that they have, in a tough division, right? Like we just finished talking about the A's. We're also gonna get into the Angels and what the hell's been going on over there the past 24 hours. But yeah, man, I think the Astros, for me, not just now, but I think when I view them coming into 2026, it's just a matter of health. I think they're talented enough. I think they have the pitching. I think they have a heck of an offense if all these guys are clicking as they are right now. But now we're seeing, health is something that is starting to bug them. I just hope it doesn't become a Yordan Alvarez or Carlos Correa, because it can get ugly. It can get ugly.
Just ask the Toronto Blue Jays right now. We're gonna get to them in a few too. But they have the experience that makes you go, man, if you can all get on the field at the same time, you're gonna be a tough out. Because I don't care how old Altuve is, I don't care what you expect from Correa in the regular season. Those brothers get to the playoffs and it's night time, okay? I do not want to see them in a 5 to 7 game series, even if the bullpen and the pitching is a little questionable, which I think they'll fix. I think they'll fix that. I think the GM Dana Brown, who's in the last year of his contract, along with manager Joe Espada, you have to go out there thinking, listen, if the team's 15 games over 500, battling for first place by the time we get to mid-July, you got to make a move.
Let me ask you this, though. With you mentioning them now and their deal's about to be up, do you think they could be on the clock, especially with a lockout right around the corner, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, let's say, things don't turn out how the Astros would like for it to turn out for them this season. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if after the lockout, we're looking at a complete, not entirely different Astros team, but just different guys calling the shots,
So you asked me if I think they're on the clock. The answer is a definitive yes. Yes. Because I think when you don't give neither one of those guys contract extensions, that means you don't think they're doing a good enough job. So to answer your question in a definitive manner, the answer is absolutely yes.
Right.
Is it fair? No. But Dana Brown has made some questionable decisions lately, and the Josh Hader contract doesn't look like the best right now. You haven't got much out of him. Who knows what you get out of Carlos Correa this year and whatever's left of that deal. Altuve hasn't looked great since he signed his extension. So, you got some people under fire, and Joe Espada. There's some questions about, how the clubhouse is being managed and how he's managing in games. So, yeah, to answer your question, I think they're both in a bit of a, win now. And if you don't, you might not be here next year.
Yeah, it makes me even wonder too, like because I kind of feel like they're right around the corner from deciding whether they really want to be the Astros that we've known them to be for some time now, or be, perhaps the next chapter of Houston Astros baseball. And listen, they're going to be bad for a while once some of these guys, move on, right? But it would be a shame to say that, damn, just a year later, after bringing back your guy in Carlos Correa, wait, was it really for something? Because maybe not.
Well, you do it because the ending is closer than the beginning, and you do it so he's home, so you get the whole retirement, you get the whole, we get to see Carlos one final year in the Astro uniform. A lot of this is sentimentality. A lot of this is not we're gonna win a championship. A lot of this is, it's good for business. They meant so much to the team, to the city, to, you know what I mean? Like, a lot. I feel like this is damn near like an extended thank you. Like, even if we don't win another one, go looking for everything you did. Because without you guys, we wouldn't have been in this position. But
I mean, 2 ain't easy to win. They got 2 of them with him.
And look, man, I know there's gonna be some people that say, well, they cheated for one and whatever. whatever. But what I'm saying to you is, they're closer to the end than they are the beginning.
Yeah, big time.
Let's just put it like that. They're closer to the end than they are the beginning. And with the Athletics on the way, the Mariners are here. The Angels, it seems like they got some young talent. Zach Neto, Joe Adell's finally starting to come into his own. I like the Noel dude at first base. I want to see what they do with this pitching staff. So
by the way, you just mentioned Joe Adell. Those 3 home run robberies. That is, listen, I don't give a damn what brand of baseball you saw 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago and counting. That is the best defensive performance I've ever seen in my life, hands down. And friendly reminder, the same applies to Shohei Ohtani and what he did last year. I forget. I think it was against the Brewers, right? Not sure which round. But remember, he Cade like 10 dudes, hit 3 home runs. He went like 6 shutout innings, struck out.
I think that was against the Brewers. Yeah,
it was crazy.
Struck
but
out 10 dudes, and
that itself is the best game I've ever seen from a player, just performance alone. But if we're talking strictly defense, what Adell did, bro, come on now.
Now I've seen Mike Trout make some crazy plays. I've seen Ichiro do some acrobatic off the wall stuff. But 3 in 1 game? 3 in 1 game is
it's the 3 in 1 game. And then the last one where he
to literally end up over the wall with the ball in your glove going, yo, I caught it.
And then JP Crawford, he's at first looking like there's no way this is real life. Like, I'm the third one. He just did this for a third time.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest right now. I swear to God, bro. I'm gonna call that dude Spider-Man from now on. We can't hit a ball nowhere near you. About to Spider-Man us, bro. That
Credit
is
to him
crazy.
Too for just knowing the size of the ballpark, right? Because to do that one time, that's already a big freaking deal, right? To do it 3 times within the same game, now like you basically know every inch that has to do with that stadium at that point. Because how do you go 3 for 3?
Well, at least right field. Because
he
was in right field last night. He made that look easy. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
First, the Denzel Clark catch was the dude literally scaled the wall. That's insane.
He made another crazy one, I think, a couple weeks ago. Denzel Clark is still out here looking like Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying. When I look at to go back to the A's for a second, you got athletes all over the damn field, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Wilson at short, the kid Max Muncy at third. You got Denzel in center field. Mm-hmm. You got athletes all over the field. And by the way, your catcher is about to go. He might hit 50 yayas this year.
He might.
Danny Langoliers is like, yo, Kyle Raleigh, hold my beer. Hold that entire beer, bro. Telling you this.
I also don't think Kyle Riley is going to repeat what he did last season. Not to say that he can't run into another 40 to 45 bombs, but to repeat that, crazy. Bro, I mean, listen, at that point, I mean, you're not even like from planet Earth.
No, but that just puts into perspective the type of year he had, which is why I think he should have won the MVP.
I know, yeah.
Because you don't get catches hitting 60 home runs a year. Like, that's no disrespect to Judge, but it's almost like, without sounding like a complete, be careful how I word this, because
we got Yankee fans who watch the show, bro.
I feel you, but it's like 60 home runs from the catcher position is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how you slice it, dice it. Now people will say, well, Judge hit 50 and his batting average was unbelievable and he drove in more runs, and I get it. But from the catcher position, where you get beat up every day, foul tips, calling games, squatting down, hot sun, beating down you all game, and then to go out and hit 60 yayas, that's MVP level greatness right there.
I think 60 from the catcher position, in my opinion, is more important than any other position. I know if we were to hear of a shortstop hitting 60, that would be crazy, or a second baseman. But for the most part, for him to do that again at the catcher position is like, that's a pretty big deal.
And catch 120 games a year. It's not like he's DHing for 50, 60 of these games. He's catching 120 games a year.
Right, right.
Yo. Shout to Kyle Raleigh.
You know what I did want to ask is when it comes to that matchup between the Mariners and the Angels, so Mike Trout, he gets hit in the hand, right?
He got hit early in the series too.
Right. So it makes me wonder because I think just the other day, Brian Wu went up and in on him twice, and it definitely looked intentional. So I'm wondering if you're the Mariners, well, was this your goal? Is this what you were trying to do? Like, get him by any means necessary? Not to say that it was intentional this time, because Wu going up and in twice was intentional for sure. Nobody could tell me otherwise. But him now getting, because this is the same series we're talking about, right? Like, I'm not trying to pull something from like a year and a half ago. Like, yo, remember what this people try to do that. Like, yo, remember the last time these two guys faced? No, in the same series.
Yeah.
I don't know. What was your perspective on it?
The first two looked intentional. That's why if I'm on the Angel bench, Kyle Raleigh or J-Rod, you pick one. One of you guys is getting hit.
Oh, both?
No. 1 for 1.
Yeah, yeah.
You pick one. Somebody's getting it. You either getting it in the ribs or you getting it in the small of the back. Pick one. And I'm putting the hardest thrower out there to hit you square. Message sent. You want to hit my guy? Now he's on the IL. So the next time, because I'm telling you, then if Mike Trout if he ends up on the IL with any sort of break or
is up next time we play the Mariners.
I'm taking somebody out. We putting somebody on the shelf.
Right.
Fair or unfair. That's just how it nah.
The other thing too is though, I mean, what is their beef with a 34-year-old Mike Trout? Like, the dude is just trying to finish his career.
I also think it's the way Mike Trout, it's his stance too. To be fair, so that I don't got Mariners fans coming at us, and I don't care. Mike Trout's stance lends itself to he leans over the plate. So his hands are exposed, his wrists are exposed. Because when he's over the plate, he like leans forward. He leans into the strike zone. So your hands are susceptible. Your wrists, your elbow, your forearm, all that's susceptible. But to go up and in on the dude twice in back-to-back pitches, that looks a little fishy, bro. And then you hit him again now. Today, I don't think was intentional. Today it was probably like, yo, the ball got away. Today didn't look intentional to me because it was in the 8th inning of a tie game.
Well, that's what they want us to think. Nah, you never know.
Well, if you do that, then you're an idiot.
Right.
Because what if the next guy comes up, hits a yaya, and you lose the game? Look, you lost anyway.
You know, one thing I did want to say too, because you said, yo, hopefully this isn't something that puts him on the IL.
Yeah.
We've seen this. We've been on this block before when it comes to Mike Trout. He has been hit on the hand. He has missed some time because of it. So you just hope that he doesn't go through something that he's already going through, you know?
And I'm telling you, if he ends up on the IL, Ivan, if I was on the Angel bench.
You sound like you about to stand up for him now.
If I was on the Angel bench, bro. Oh, we putting somebody on the shelf. Somebody's not no couple games. If my boy is out because you threw at him and he's done for like a couple months, suspend me. I don't give a fuck. Somebody's wearing that. Somebody's wearing it.
I agree.
Because first of all, you want to stand up for your franchise dude. How we feel about him and the injuries and the type of player he's become, he's still the franchise player.
Right.
He's the franchise. You can't tell him anything different. If that dude ends up hurt, it's an eye for an eye situation. Or it might be a rib for a rib situation.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction. I think regardless of whether Mike Trout ends up on the IL or not, I think these two teams are going to have a moment later this season. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
little benches clearing action. I'm for
Yeah.
that. And look, we're not advocating anybody get hit in the head. Don't do nothing stupid like that
The
or
violence.
advocate. Don't say that we're advocating for head hunting because we're not. But just know that because when we were growing up as kids, if you hit a Mike Trout, the next time we saw you, whether it was in Seattle or Anaheim, one of your mans was wearing it, and then we was gonna fight.
In the rib cage. Yo, fastball nowadays in the rib cage, you're talking 100 plus. I mean, the hand is crazy because the hand, especially when there's certain
with all
parts of
those
the
small
hand, forget
bones,
about
right?
it. But
Yep.
anywhere around there with how hard these guys throw now, it's no
I'm
joke.
telling you, yo, and look, I'm just trying to take it to when we were kids. You remember when we were kids? If you threw at somebody, not only would your best player get thrown at the next series because they in the same division, so
Yeah.
they're gonna see each other again. Oh, we fight. Somebody on the field is either getting knocked out or stomped out. You pick one.
No, you're right. You know, we don't see that stuff as often today, but you're right. That was normal.
See, but that's what I think the game is missing, though. I'm not. Oh, but
Yeah,
your
but a lot of
advocate.
these guys are pretty boys. They make too
Yeah,
much money. They
I
not
don't.
trying to, you get what I'm saying?
But I don't like that though, because have pride in the fact that that dude is your teammate. Have pride.
Yeah.
I listen. I'm not advocating that we out here, KOing people, but if I got to square up with you, I'm gonna square up with you. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Especially because Mike Trout doesn't go looking for none of this stuff. He didn't ask for the Braves to hit him or do whatever they did, or the Mariners to hit him. They just hit him. So what you want the brother to do? Just sit there and stay hit? Nah. That's why, yes, it happened in the Yankee game a couple days ago. The judge gets hit in the wrist, and I'm like, okay. Somebody in that, whoever's the man in that Marlin lineup, you might get one. Fair or unfair, you might get one.
Wait, did anybody wear one or not? It didn't happen.
No, but if I was in the dugout on the bench, Jacob Marcy or Cassie or one of them assies gotta get one.
One of the young dudes, right? There's a bunch of
Gotta
them
get
now.
one. You pick, but one of them gotta get it.
Yeah, I hear you. Mm-hmm.
Because I just think the players should police the game. This shouldn't come from a manager. This shouldn't come from if let's just use me and you as the example. If I'm your teammate, we're playing in the game. Somebody hits me, and you know how important I am to the team. You got to be sitting on the bench thinking, all right, you try to take out my man's. Oh, somebody on the next team, it's scrap up time.
Yeah.
I can't fight you because they'll suspend me for multiple games, and I'm not trying to do that. But I can hit you. Fair is fair. And that's what's wrong with baseball. Everybody, you said it, bro. They're pretty boys. They fraternize. They're all close. They're all rich. Oh, it's a brotherhood. Baseball was better when you have rivalries and these two players didn't like each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to a little bit of, not saying hatred, because that's a strong word, but what happened to a little animosity? Well, you didn't like the other team and they didn't like you. And you knew it. Like, what happened to that?
You know who's one guy from back then? He played for Milwaukee actually. Who he wasn't waiting on nobody to take care of things for him. He used to do it his damn self. Do you guys remember Nigel Morgan?
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
that dude, he would come to the mound and drop kick you. Literally. He did not care. He was a hothead.
You remember Amir Garrett, the lefty that used to throw for the Reds? He was a lefty in the Reds bullpen, and he tried to fight the whole Pirate bench by himself.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, and again, but you're advocating for violence. Nah, make the game important. Show me that you care, because I think sometimes we as fans, we take it a little bit more personal than these players do because they play 162 games in 180 days.
There's a lot
They
on the
not,
line for them too, you know.
yeah, they're not really trying to do nothing crazy. But I'm saying, I think in certain situations, if it's your franchise guy, you gotta respond. Armand with the comment off the top rope. The world has turned soft.
That's true. Yeah, like even when it comes to like certain jokes, like you'll read the comment section of a video, let's say that was hilarious, and you'll see a certain group on this side, ha ha ha, that was the greatest, funniest video I've ever seen. And then you
Yeah.
got this other side, like, yo, this ain't funny at all. Like, I better not see this. I'm gonna report. That's the truth, you know.
So you know what, reporters, get your panties out the bunch. Have a little fun. Jeez, man. Like,
This newer I don't know what you call this generation now, because they all got different names, right? I know us, we're millennials, but whatever the hell has been going on for like the past like maybe 10 years or
I
so,
know what to call the generation.
they are fragile.
You know what I want to call them? Soft. Soft. In fact, you soft to the point where I don't even respect you. That's your level of soft. What? Yo, if I was on that Angel bench on Friday, bro, don't let me be a pitcher. I'd have been in the bullpen like, yo, soon as my number's called, somebody's getting rocked. Suspend me, throw me out, do what you want. You can hit anybody else on the team. You can't hit him. That's like the golden boy. And I say this, right? All the Dodgers, they do things correct. Let somebody hit Shohei with a pitch and let it get away. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna see how quick the Dodgers become vigilantes out here.
I mean, somebody tries to hit Shohei like that while he's up and he actually gets hurt. Listen, Yamamoto, his boys that came from overseas, they better be the first two in line. Like, yo, what up? I know they don't really play with that type of energy, but
Yeah.
I mean, even that whole damn team, right? They would ride out for him for sure.
Of course, yo, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think this year, the Yankee team looks different early. You hit Jones on purpose. I think Giancarlo might put somebody to sleep, son.
Yo, Stanton looks
Giancarlo,
really good, bro. And here's
Giancarlo.
the thing with Stanton, right? So I want to say two things. One thing about Stanton and then just the Yankee lineup in general. By the way, they're playing this well without Aaron Judge actually being their best hitter. Because, you know, Yankee fans like, oh, judge this, judge that.
No,
Yeah, judge
yeah.
yourself to hell right now.
Yeah,
He's
go to
going to
sleep.
heat up, of course.
Oh,
But
yeah,
for
no.
now, it's other guys. It's Stanton like, yo, I'm 36 years old. Maybe I could show you what I got, you know, in 100 games, you know, but take it or leave it, you know, it's really good. And then aside from that, you got Ben Rice, right? Picking up where he left off last year, you know, doing the same thing. And the fact that he's starting off this good so early into the season, I think he might even have a better season than he did last year.
I'm telling you, I said it to start the year, 35, 40 home runs for Ben Rice. I said it. He's going to hit, that kid's going to hit 40 home runs this year. I'm calling it right now. That, because even his outs are rockets, bro. Even his outs, you're like, damn, you hit that square. Listen, the Angels are fun to watch. I understand. Listen, Trout, we'll see what happens with him. The X-rays were negative, so that's good. It doesn't feel like there's any breaks in there or whatever. They're just fun. I like Neto. I like the team. I like the kid Sean. Well, I like the team. I like the team.
So
but
I'm so over, and this is no disrespect to Mike Trout, right? But you know, we're seeing not to say that he is Albert Pujols, but we've seen this happen before with a lot of guys when they show you a decade of nothing but literal greatness, right? We've seen it with Pujols, we've seen it with Trout, for example. I remember Ichiro's first 10 years with the Mariners before he went to the Yankees was something crazy. So I think we, at this point in Trout's career, we have to understand he's 34 years old, right? he
Mhm.
gave us, more than enough memorable moments. We're going to be
Oh,
talking
no.
about this stuff for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'm with you, bro. Like, it's time we start paying attention to some of these other guys, because it's time to move
Like,
on from the Mike Trout era.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Joe Adell could be really special, man.
I mean, he
He
had
has.
like 30 something home runs last
That's
year.
what I'm saying. Like, if you finally, like, if you tell him, hey, just go out there and play, big dog. Like, do your thing. You talking about 40 potential with a gold glove in right field. After what we saw yesterday, I don't think that's a hyperbolic thing to say.
They might be
This
making it
man,
right now.
you know what I'm saying? Just over those 3 plays alone, you a gold glove. Right? So it's like, I can't hate. I can't hate. I just think we got to give Zach Neto and the Shauna Wells and the Joe Adells and some of these other guys a chance to, what you got, bro? What can you do? And also, this is gonna show you what type of manager Kirk Suzuki is, because you're gonna know, can you get this team to can you get them closer to being competitive? Can you teach these young fellas how to win on a day in, day out basis? That was a good series win against the Mariners. They won yesterday, okay? Then they walked it off today. That's a nice little series win.
When I think a lot of people are going to be focusing on Kurt Suzuki, or at least I am, I should say, right? And I'm not wishing for Mike Trout to miss time, but at this point in his career,
It's inevitable.
he
It's
misses more
inevitable.
than he plays, right?
Right,
But
yeah.
I think how Kurt Suzuki manages when Big Fella is out, right? Mike
It's gonna
Trout,
matter a lot.
what's going to look different with, what the Angels looks like then versus what they've been looking like over the past few years. Again,
It
same thing when he misses time, right?
No, yeah, which is inevitable because you're not 34, 35 getting healthier. Also, you got to understand he moved back to center field, which means more of a workload on his legs, more of a workload running, more like it's his body's going to feel it more than when he was 24, 25. You're talking about
Mhm.
34, 35 now. You're going to feel that a little bit more, but credit to the Angels for getting off to a hell of a start. I will say this, if the Astros don't fix that pitching, you got a problem, because as good as that offense is, Oakland can hit, Seattle can hit a little bit,
Mhm.
the Angels can hit a little bit. Like every team in that division can hit. If you don't fix that pitching, you got a problem. And
Yeah,
now
even
you said
even the Rangers last year, they struggled offensively. They got better though offensively this year
they
for
got
sure.
better. And look, by the way, Cincinnati walked in there and said, little message to you. Little message to you. I like the Reds, man. I like the Reds, man.
There was a few sweeps. I think the White Sox, they swept the Blue Jays too. That one kind of threw me off. Like, now listen, not to say that the White Sox can't win games, because I definitely said
No, they were
before
gonna
the
be better.
season
They're gonna be
began they
more
were going to win
competitive.
more games.
Yeah.
But you're taking out one of the better teams in the American League. Yo, that's a statement. That is for sure.
Yeah. This is important. Mike Trout's hand was noticeably swollen. He said initially couldn't take off the batting glove after being hit.
Hmm.
That's why he left the game. He's relieved the x-rays were negative because the swelling and loud sound when getting hit
Yeah,
scared him.
it was loud. It was loud. I remember because I didn't see it. I didn't see it happen live, right? But I did catch, the highlight of it. Boy, the sound of it, I was like, what the hell? Did something crack? Did something break?
No, so here's what I'm gonna tell you. X-ray is good that it's negative, but when the swelling goes down, they're gonna take him for an MRI. The MRI is gonna show you if he has some significant damage.
Mm-hmm.
If that MRI comes back and it's like, well, he got a broken bone here, he got a hairline fracture here. When you're talking about swollen to the point that he couldn't take the batting glove off, I'm worried. Because even though the X-ray was negative, MRI is going to tell me a lot as if to into where is he health wise, and because I saw it live, And the first thing I thought of was, please don't tell me he's broke his hand, bro.
Yeah, you thought it was broken.
Like I heard it as soon as he got hit, and when he screamed, he screamed like like I'm like, oh no, man, like don't do this to me, because I don't care that he's not the Mike Trout he was 5 years ago. Mike Trout can still get hot for a week and remind you who the hell he is. And I'm sorry, I live for that week. The guy's still one of them. He's a freak. He's not normal. His plaque is already built. So even 75% of Mike Trout is better than 90% of the league right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, please be all right, man. And it comes with it. Speaking of the Blue Jays, just when you thought the injury bug couldn't bite no more, Alejandro Kirk, broken left hand, and can it be that guy?
Oh boy. You were that guy last week. By the way, they loved that Mets segment, bro. You guys loved it when we did it live. You got a lot of love as a clip on TikTok and all over the place. But I mean, you never know when Stefan he starts off, his statements with that. You got to brace yourself.
The Blue Jays season just took a turn, and we're not even talking about 10 games in yet. When you lose the catcher of your team, and you know how I feel about catchers, bro. To me, the catcher is the most important position on the field. The Blue Jay season just took a turn for the absolute worst, and it's nobody's fault. You could lose anybody on the field except for him and Vladdy. Now that Kirk is done, I'm looking at this Blue Jay season a little differently. Because you hope he's back in 6 weeks.
Right.
You don't know that. You hope he's back in 6 to 8 weeks. And who knows, he might need a pin in his hand. I'm telling you, Blue Jay fans, brace yourself. It's gonna get ugly out here.
Yeah. What I don't like is the fact that they were already dealing with a lot before we found out about Alejandro Kirk. And to add that, in addition to what happened with Ponce, the fact that Trey Savage is hurt as well, and some others. It's like, damn, that's not really, especially if you were thinking about trying to repeat as American League East, division champs, that's a rough way to start.
It is. And just that particular player going down because of what he means, both in terms of offensively, defensively, he just means everything to the team. That's a really tough blow if you're a Blue Jay fan. So all the best to Alejandro Kirk, all the best to Addison Barger, who left the game with an ankle, some ankle tenderness today. So let's get healthy, young fella. Please be all right,
bro. Yeah, what's going on with the Blue Jays, bro? I was big on them because of the run that they went on to wrap up last season. Of course, well, not the ending of the regular season because the Yankees made it close and they could have won a division, but the Blue Jays held on. But for them to just be in that position, you could finally claim yourself as, number one in that tough division that featured a good Yankee team, that featured a good Red Sox team. And then now it's like, man, like, are we going to be able to get back to that point now with, a lot of these injuries early on? I don't know.
It's speaking of injuries, and since we're here, you hope that the Blue Jays can get back to this, but I think the injury that took me out, that I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, I was emotional when I saw this brother walk off the mound.
Who?
When I saw Cade Horton walk off the mound in Cleveland on Friday, my heart hit my ass. Like,
yo, that's a new one, bro. Your heart hit your ass. Yo, anybody ever had that happen to them? Your heart hit your But I understand exactly what you mean, bro, especially how he looked for them last year.
And then you hearing forearm, which I'm like, oh shit. Automatically when I hear forearm, the elbow's right there. And the moment I heard that, I'm like, uh-oh. He's going to see Dr. Neil Elatraj. He's going to see Dr. Moser in Texas. He's going to see somebody for his elbow. You know, the moment I hear stuff like that, my brain automatically goes to, there goes another 16 months.
He's done.
Yo, I hate injuries,
It's like
man.
getting sucked into a black hole.
Yo, son.
The
And I'm
black
like,
Tommy John hole.
and it's like, I'm not. I'm gonna lay myself out for y'all publicly. I'm gonna say this publicly. I don't care if y'all laugh, but this is genuinely how I feel. The shit visibly affects me when I see players that are them get hurt. Like it does something to me inside. It really bothers me. And I wasn't crying for me, but I wasn't upset for me, but I'm upset for his teammates, the city of Chicago, the organization, him himself, right? Like, damn, I missed the playoffs last year. Stretch fracture in my rib. It wasn't even my fault. Now I come on my first start of the year. I'm feeling good because the first inning he was up to 97, bro. He looked good. I was like, oh, second and he comes out and when the pitcher's calling for the trainer, bro, not the catcher, him himself goes, yo, all right, come out here. My shit is like, that's not good. That automatically let me know, all right, something's not good. Because the catcher didn't call. He himself was like, yo, somebody come get me. That right there is what sent me. I'm like, damn.
That's a tough blow for the Cubs because
Sucks,
while
man.
last season, it was interesting for them, but I remember Justin Steele going down early around this time for the Cubs last season, right? So it would be unfortunate if they went through something similar, but this time around with Cade Horton,
injuries it shit is terrible, man. And you got a couple pitchers right now who's like getting second opinions on their elbows, going to see different doctors and stuff. I hate it, man. Especially when you're talking about young pitchers that's still trying to find themselves in the games, trying to find who they are, find the rhythm. It just
and we've seen nothing yet because the deeper we get into this regular season, there's gonna be a guy that is more meaningful than any other player to whatever franchise, right? And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
And
we'll be here to cover it, so you'll see our reactions to all of it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna probably have the same reaction, even if it's for like because I have a heart, but unbeknownst to some. But like, even if it was for a Red Sox or an Oriole or somebody who I'm battling with, I don't want to see that. Because you want to play against everybody when everybody's squared up even. Bring your best, I bring my best. We see who does what. Speaking of not bringing your best, can I sound some alarm bells off in Boston? 2-7, bro. And I'm gonna say this. Alex Cora's time in Boston looks like it's coming to an abrupt end.
Like at some point during this season, or
it might not even be during. It might be during this week.
You think so? Really? Damn, I really wish we haven't seen him here in some time. But if the Red Sox fans were here, I would love to see their reaction to this.
Yo, dog. 2-7, bro.
Right. No, it's a terrible start. Terrible start.
If this was anywhere else, you might be able to get away with it. It's Boston. And you looking flat like that? No. We can't let that rock. Especially
you might even have some Red Sox fans. Now, I'm not one of them, right? But I can only imagine like the many things that are circling, amongst the fan base. They're probably like, yo, is this why we didn't bring Bregman back, like to start the season like this?
I'm telling you right now, bro, if it say for instance, and I'm just saying for instance, you start the season 2-10, can you justify Alex Cora keeping his job?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Because
Like,
you know what it is. I'm thinking about the resume in this case, right? And at the same time, I think that's the wrong way to go about it because you also have to look at how things are playing out in real time. For example, how bad they're starting 2026.
yep.
So I understand where you're coming from.
It just, I just think since everything happened with Devers, they snuck into the wild card last year. You're healthier. Your lineup should be better than what it is. Their pitching is abysmal. They've given up the fourth most home runs in the big leagues through the first, 9 games.
Damn.
Like their pitching has been bad to the point where like you're like, all right, bro. Like,
I think they're gonna turn it around. I'm not saying that it's that you shouldn't worry. You certainly should worry if you're a Red Sox fan, right?
mm-hmm.
But I think they could turn it around, man. I
It's
think they could
just
turn it around. It wouldn't surprise me if at some point this season, Crochet and Suarez, they have ridiculous months,
no, and I'm not saying that that's not possible, but I look at the Red Sox and I have questions about a few things, right? Like, do we really count on Trevor Story playing a full season, being healthy and being productive?
Yeah, right.
Can we really count on Can we really count on Marcelo Meyer being healthy because he hasn't been healthy yet? Can we count on it? I don't know. Can I count on Sonny Gray giving me 30 plus thoughts at his age? Do I know these kids in early and then totally are gonna come up and be good? I don't know that.
You know what I don't like for the Red Sox, and I'm not coming for them, right? Like Roman Anthony, like I believe he's the future of that franchise. I believe he's gonna be there for quite some time, right? But what I don't like is, believe it or not, like that Red Sox offense, they're banking big time on Roman Anthony to really turn out to be what they believe he could be in just his first full
Full
season.
season. Yeah, yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
like that's a lot of pressure
To
for a
put on
young
that young
player. I
man.
know he
Yeah.
was around a lot of veterans in the WBC. He himself, he looked good in the WBC at certain points, right? But
Mhm.
I mean, come on now, with the rough start that the pitching is off to, it's like the brother could only do but so much.
So you scored 6 runs today. You lost 8-6. You gave up 8 runs, including 3 home runs. Manny Machado hit a 3-run shot, and I think somebody else went bridge. Jackson Merrill, home run over the Green Monster, gave them the lead, 7-6, 8th inning. Pitching is a problem. Fair or unfair, New York and Boston are very similar. If Aaron Boone got off to this kind of start, Aaron Boone probably does not survive till next week.
His heart would drop to his ass.
Yes. His heart is touching his colon right now. That's how close his shit is. You know what I mean?
Yo, no,
Armand,
for sure.
Armand with an interesting question. I wonder if this was the plan from John Hurry all along. Get rid of Devers, lose Bregman, and that was a way to get rid of Cora sometime this season or after the season.
Wow. Could you imagine that if this was like a part of the the future game plan? Here comes Stefan. Well, what if I told you? That's what I'm waiting for. What if I told you that they're almost at the finish line?
See, he laughs because he knows where I'm going. He laughs because he knows where I'm going. You are not wrong to assume that, Armand. Craig Breslow did not hire Alex Cora. I need people to understand. Okay. I'm going to say this real calm. Not going to yell. Not going to scream. Craig Breslow did not hire Alex Cora. What does that mean? That when you're the general manager of a team, you want to pick your own guy. Craig Breslow would not have a problem firing Alex Cora tomorrow if it meant he gets to pick his own guy. Because then you got to live with the results. Then you got to know, all right, now I'm going to pick my guy. Alex Cora has been a lame duck since he got back to Boston. Ever since he got back after the scandal, they brought him back. They had a half a minute of success. He's been a lame duck since then. They've been looking for reasons to fire this brother. And listen, but how do you know that? Do you not pay attention? There was no 3-year extension on the table for Alex Cora at any point. He's going year to year. You know what year to year means, right? The moment you get off to a bad start, good doing business with you, but you got to go.
It's like the equivalent of signing a 1-year lease, right?
That's exactly it, right?
Yeah.
So when people say, "Oh, but what makes you think?" You're not paying attention to how that front office is looking at this brother, going, "Yo, okay, wait, I ain't playing with you. We're 2-7, and it could be worse, and it might get worse too." Yo, they're already booing in Fenway, my boy. The Fenway faithful is already like, I had enough of this. We're 9 games in. Red Sox fans are not patient. You're not talking about a patient bunch. Oh, let's ride this out. Let's give it a couple. No. You're not a patient bunch. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Let Carlos Mendoza get off to a rough start with the Mets. Met fans ain't a patient bunch either. Steve Cohen, you talk about the Northeast.
I'm already hearing it, bro. Actually, like I hear certain things, I read certain things, and a lot of people are already saying that Carlos Mendoza, he's given up on some of these games early on to start the season. Yep. So I'm already seeing it, bro.
So, like, I don't want none of these guys to lose their job because that's how you feed your family. You put food on the table. Losing your job I'm not advocating for it. It's part of the business.
Mm-hmm.
It's a result-oriented business. But I guess my only pushback to Red Sox ownership would be, did you consult him not about bringing Alex Bregman back? We didn't consult nobody, right? You chose not to pay him. You chose to trade Devis. He didn't have nothing to do with that. That's your fault. And then you want this man to make a miracle? You giving him a bunch of young players with no veterans and questionable starting pitching. What is he supposed to do?
Right.
Rub his hands together and pray for a miracle? No. Listen, I'll say it about the Orioles. They're going to score a shit ton of runs, but I'm telling you right now, they'd be lucky if they win 85 games. I'm telling you right now, I watched the Orioles this weekend in Pittsburgh. They look to me like one of the bottom worst 3 defensive teams in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, they couldn't catch the ball if you put it on the string and said, "Hey, catch this." You want to talk about horrible. Boy. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You don't think the Yankees are going to take advantage of that? You don't think Toronto's offense is going to take advantage of that?
Right.
You don't think Boston's offense, when he gets clicking, is going to take advantage of that?
Mm-hmm.
Your pitching is too questionable for you to be bad defensively. And, brother, they are bad. And then when you don't hit, it makes it look even worse.
So much for them being one of the better teams in the American League. I wasn't on that train, bro. Like it was. You look at the lineup, it's like, okay, but
yes,
I just remember what the Orioles were capable of when they had a workhorse at the front line of the rotation, right? And for them to not have that now, for what? They've been without, Corbin Burns for 2 years, if I'm not mistaken now. For them to be out with something like that for this long, that is a huge red flag. Like, you got all this young talent, and you're telling me you're not going to put 1 or 2 quality starting actual quality starting pitchers in that rotation? Bro, that is disrespectful to the offense and to the fan base.
So then this is when Ivan takes the microphone from me, right? And he pulls at me and he looks into the camera and he goes, "Mike Elias, what the hell are you doing here?" Now, he would never do that because he's the nice guy. So I asked for him. I got a question for you, Mike Elias, the president and general manager of the Baltimore Orioles. What the hell are we doing here? I'd like to know. Sincerely, for all of Oriole Nation in Birdland, what are we doing? Can somebody tell me? Why? No disrespect to Chris Paddock, Warrior. Love that you're still throwing. Shout out to you, my boy. Chris Paddock is your number 4 starter? Not Chris Paddock. Chris Bassett. Chris Bassett, your number 4 starter? 40-year-old Chris Bassett? Really? And didn't they already suffer an injury in the rotation? Did somebody already get hurt for the Orioles?
I believe so. Who was
Zach
it that got?
Eflin.
Right.
He's going to see Dr. Moser for a second opinion on his elbow, which means I'll see you in 2028.
And they also just got swept by the Pirates too.
By the way,
is it crazy to say that the Pirates might actually be a better team than them? I think they have better pitching, and I think the offense may not match with theirs, but the Pirate offense, listen, they're not some bums. I know we were sitting here laughing about what O'Neal Cruz looks like in center field, but boy, he could hit, and we saw when it began when he was with Team DR in the World Baseball Classic. He hit some missiles.
I'm going to sound a little like hyperbolic, but I don't care. Pirate fans, I'm here for you. I got your back, fam. Buck Nation, I'm riding with y'all. Placing Mac Miller one time. That's a fringe wildcard team. Mm-hmm. With that offense and that pitching and Connor Griffin, that kid came up first at bat. Rocket double. The place exploded. Connor Griffin, go be great, young blood. You know how happy I would be for that fan base if you get to see Paul Skeens on the mound in the middle of a wild card series, bro? Oh, I'm hyped up just thinking about it, and I'm nowhere near a Pirate fan.
Mm-hmm.
Fam, do you know what that looks like? I get to throw Paul Skeens, Bubba Chandler, and Mitch Keller in the best of 3 with that lineup, and then if you go get a little bit more offense. Oh, and by the way, I think there's another one. I think there's a few more kids on the way. Good luck. I'm riding with y'all, Pittsburgh.
I do think that if things work well for the Pirates, for the remainder of this season, I listen, it sounds crazy. I know putting the Pirates and postseason in the same sentence is something that has been unheard of for some time now. But I don't think they get far if they get in. But I mean, would teams really want to face a Paul Skeens in the game 1 of any series, whether it be the wild card, whether it be the NLDS? Not at all, right?
No. And look, Milwaukee's good. I get it. We're not talking crazy. I think Milwaukee wins it again. By the way, they're 7-2 now. Bryce Terang, I don't know if the WBC gave him a little bit of extra juice, but that brother's hit rockets all over. Garrett Mitchell, 5 RBIs yesterday. The Bruku just out here doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. They're making these dudes out of factories now because the Brewers, they just know how to get it done.
I'm telling you right now, listen, Jackson Cheerio Alpha a month, don't matter. Don't even matter. Them brothers, Pat Murphy got them dudes balling. And it's just, you know what I like? They just play the game the right way. They play hard. They take the extra base. Milwaukee's gonna be tough to deal with. In Chicago, depending on what happens with this Cade Horton injury, and we'll see what happens when Suzuki comes back, because he's starting his rehab assignment, I think, tomorrow, Wednesday.
Yeah, so I remember he hurt himself playing for Japan.
In the Classic. Yeah, in the Classic. So Alex Bregman still ain't get going yet. I know that lineup is going to hit. Is there enough in the bullpen to get to Danny Palencia, who's the closer? And is there enough in the starting rotation to be able to say, you know what? We might be missing something. We might be. And so that's just where I'm at with the Cubs. Although the Cubs did, I think they won 2 out of 3 in Cleveland this weekend. If I'm not, no, they lost 2 out of 3, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
in Cleveland. They won today because they played a doubleheader. They won the first game and they lost the second game.
Right.
See, but you know what, King Cash? That's not fair because where you gotta evaluate what you're seeing in real time. And 7-2 over the first 9 games, they're one of the best teams in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And with their Ivan, you can chime into this because I don't want to sound combative.
No, I'm ready. I'm just waiting for you to finish. I got something.
But their payroll is not like the Dodgers payroll. So what they're rolling out with is like 1/3 of what you're rolling out with, and they put a winning team on the field every year.
Yeah, I think considering to go to your point, Stefan, considering the amount of money that they have put into that team, they are scary, right? But I think to King Cash's point, and because he's a Dodgers fan, the Brewers were really freaking good last year.
Yes.
And the Dodgers went right over them as if nothing happened, you know?
Yeah, but the Dodgers are going to do that to everybody. So if that's the case, why do we play the games then?
I mean, listen, but again, it's only because of who he's a fan of, and we know who he's a fan of. Had it been anybody else leaving that type of comment, I would have been talking all types of crazy.
No, but you know what? I'm going to talk crazy because that's not fair.
Nah, I can't do it, bro. Not when you winning like that. I can't.
But not when you got an all-star team and they're playing with 1/3 of the talent you got. You should be winning the games you winning with the lineup you rolling out there.
Yo, be careful, bro. We might make an amazing clip on it.
I don't care. Like, to me, that's like, okay, I'm going to put it like this. It's like what the Guardians do year after year. Are the Guardians going to win the World Series? No. But to diminish what the Guardians do year after year with the limited payroll and the lack of all-star talent around Jose Ramirez is incredible. We need to respect how hard that is. What are we talking about? Yeah, as a Dodger fan, you can say whatever you want because your team is stacked. You spend more money than anybody in the game. You should be able to say that. But don't diminish everybody else's accomplishments because they don't have the same financial resources that you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
By the way, I do want to say something, King Cash, and to any other Dodger fan that watches us, right? By the way, shout out to all of you guys. It is shortly after 10. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new here.
Mm-hmm.
But King Cash, again, you're a Dodgers fan. You know, you're living in real time. You guys are the top of the top. It doesn't get any higher than the Dodgers right now, right? But I want you, because we're going to be around, right? And I hope you stick around long enough. But I hope that when this reign of running Major League Baseball ends for you and your team, bro, I want to see what your energy is like. Now, I'm not wishing upon a star for it to happen soon, but I just want to see what that energy is going to be in a couple of years.
Okay. So your best player is Andy Pajes and whatever the case may be. Bro, your lineup just put up how many runs they had today? 8? How many runs the Dodgers had today? In all fairness.
Right. Can't pull it up.
They won like 8-7 or 7-6. What was the final score? I know they scored more than 7.
8-6, yeah.
So they won 8-6 today. They won 10-5 yesterday, and they won 13-5 the day before that. I don't even want to hear your garbage about Andy Pajes as our best player. Shohei hit a 3-1 yaya the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You got fat, or the national bullpen is trash. We get it, but you cannot. I don't want to hear nothing from you when it comes to the regular season because you're gonna beat everybody into submission because you got a better team than most teams.
Yeah, they even had a game the other day. I think Freeman, Betts, should like almost everybody went yard, bro. Just a few days ago,
bro. And that's what I'm saying. So like, our best player has been Andy Pajes. Like, do you know how good you got it, bro? Kyle Tucker hit a home run, and it was another day. Like, come on,
It's
man.
like a
Like,
walk in the park for them.
like it's too easy, bro. And then I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, okay, Andy Paz has been really good, and Mookie's gonna miss time with this oblique. But what does it mean?
Yeah, it doesn't mean
It
anything.
don't mean nothing. What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm. But you know what though? Maybe, and I don't want to speak for King Cash and any other Dodgers fan, right? But maybe that's how the fan base feels too. Like, yo, we do think that highly of ourselves. We do think that we're that good. So it don't matter what happens during the regular season because we Gucci regardless, you know.
And it's fine that they feel that way, but what I'm saying is don't diminish everybody else's accomplishments
Other teams. Nah, I feel you, bro. I feel
because
you.
of how,
Listen, the Dodgers can't win every award, right? Other teams, other players, like everybody's
like,
participating.
you
Yeah.
can't, like, for example, like the other day I found myself thinking, like, yo, who in the National League, and I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I just asked the question to myself, which team in the National League can push these dudes to to a best, let's just say a best of 6.
To the brink of elimination.
to where they touch an elimination. Who's the team that can do that in the National League? And the answer I came up with was nobody. So that right there is incredible.
Yo, King Cash, get up out of here with that LA talk. Talk about the damn Lakers and all that. You know damn well, even with Luka being there and Austin Reeves, listen, y'all wasn't going nowhere this year. Stop that, bro.
Listen,
I haven't even been watching that much basketball, but stop that, bro. Stop that. I'll let you run with the Dodgers, but we cutting that short right now.
So this is what I want you to understand. You better hope Chet Holmgren, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and all them boys in OKC lose their powers, because even with a healthy Laker team, you were getting ran out of the gym in 5 games, maybe. So let's just put that out there right now. To be honest, I don't think you're better than the number 2 team out west right now. Send LeBron to the old folks' home. It was nice, but y'all got to go. You can run with the Dodgers because you've been whipping everybody's behind, but I'm not letting you let you get up here and talk Lakers.
Yeah, if I say, yo, leave with that LA
talk. I'm not doing that.
Nah, we love you, King Cash, but we gotta check you sometimes too, you know.
But
oh man, I remember what that was like. I mean, I'm not even a football fan, but just being around people who watched it, and
yeah,
what didn't Nick hate him for like mad long too? Nick despised Tom Brady and the Pats, right?
He still does because they're back again. He's sick of it, bro. He was so me and him were talking the other day. He goes, "Yo, it's just gonna be a Giants Patriots Super Bowl, and I gotta relive all this bullshit all over again." And what are the Jets stuck doing? Being terrible.
I mean, that's just what they do, you know?
Nah, no, you're not. No, you're not. Who you got to guard Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox? Luka Doncic and who else? Stop. The Spurs are running you out the building in 6 games.
Yo, but I thought LeBron, I'm only being funny by mentioning this, but I remember the days when people used to say LeBron could guard all 5 positions easily. He can't still do that? Like, I thought he got superpowers.
Listen, LeBron can't even guard LeBron right now. You know what I'm saying? Listen, the Spurs.
Yo, he's been spicy with the mouth I've seen with the media, and like he's being a lot more straightforward, you know?
That's because he's about to retire right now. LeBron's done with this right here. He's done. But in all seriousness, what I do want to say is this, because I've been thinking about this for a couple days too. Can you think of anybody in the National League, bro?
No.
Because I can't. Like, even if we were to sit there and say if everything goes right, okay, let's just use the everything goes right scenario. If everything goes right with Milwaukee, how many games you get? 2? Maybe?
See, the thing is, though, to go back to the Brewers, right? We were just talking about the hot start they're off to now after the amazing season that they had last year, right? The issue is, if I had to choose one team that I think is going, other than the Dodgers, of course, because they're going to win. If I had to pick one team that's going to play the best brand of baseball, it's Milwaukee. Now, they
Mm-hmm.
don't have all the sexy features, the
There
household
you
names,
go.
and all
Yep.
that, but
Mm-hmm.
that clearly doesn't matter come October time. Who's going to play baseball? Who's not only worrying about, the long ball? Who's
Yeah.
okay with coming out of a game early because they know that the way the pitching staff is set up, it's going to benefit you guys in a series. It's the
That's
Brewers, and the Brewers got taken out, so it's nobody.
that's what I'm saying. Because even if you say Milwaukee, if Milwaukee wins 2 games, you run, thank your lucky stars, and say thanks again. We appreciate you for coming.
Right.
Like, even if the Mets were to get hot and the offense finds itself. By the way, prayers up to Juan Soto with the calf. Get healthy, young man. We want to see you out there on the field. Don't never wish injury on nobody. If you do, you're a coward, and that's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him on the field. But even with the Mets, with that new team, even with the offense, Bo and Robert and Soto and Lindor and you can't. That's not. Come on, man.
Right. I
Come
mean,
on.
King Cash, y'all won what? You won 2 in a row. You won 2020. Like, y'all won 3, bro. Come on now.
Also, and you've been in the series. They were in the series what? 18.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the series, and weren't they in there 19-2 against the Astros?
Right. The Astros did steal one from them.
So they were in the World Series from 2017. They made the series. Who the Red Sox beat in 18? The Dodgers, right?
I believe so. Yeah, they did.
19, the Dodgers lost to Houston in the series. Am I
20 they
wrong?
won.
20 they won. 21, Houston
Oh,
beat
19 was Nats Astros. Right. Yeah. Nationals beat
because
the Astros.
Juan Soto went crazy in that
Juan
series.
Strasburg, he gave up his arm damn near. Like, he said, yo, take the right arm for a World
Okay.
Series.
So 17 was the Astros. 18 was Boston, LA. 19 was the Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
20 again was the Dodgers because you won it that year.
Right.
21 Atlanta won the series. 22 Philly went to the series against Houston, right?
I think that was the last time the Astros won. Yeah.
Okay, and then 23 was
Arizona and the Rangers, I believe, was it?
and who won that World Series? Texas did, right?
No, the Rangers did.
So the Rangers won the World Series in 23.
Mm-hmm.
But 6 out of the last 10 championships you were in the World Series for, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the World Series 6 out of the last 10 years.
And you've won 3 dating back to 2020. So
that is insane, bro.
yeah.
That, and I'm like, that's why I can't I can't sympathize with y'all.
Yeah, Shrek agrees with you too. He left a comment there. He's like down bad, but the Dodgers are in back-to-back World Series. Like, how could we feel bad for you,
Shrek with the 5, but 5, I mean, it's about to be 6 this year.
Mm-hmm.
They going back again. Who's stopping them? Mother Nature? Because that's about it. Nobody else is stopping them, brothers, man. Like, it's crazy. But
yo, speaking of Mother Nature, it was snowing, I think, at a Twins game the other day, right? Was it snowing in Minnesota, I think? I was like, yo, what the hell is going on still?
It's
Yo, I don't
snowing.
want to know about snow. I don't want to know. Listen, I'm just over the cold weather, bro. We still got these nights that are like in the 40s, 30s. You got these
Oh my
mornings
God.
as well.
Oh.
Yo, can we just just skip over the next 2 to 3 weeks into May?
Get to like 80-degree weather already, man. I'm trying to go to a game.
Man.
In all seriousness though, yo, fam. So I'm having fun watching, because I watch a lot of like West Coast games and games that people don't really be paying attention to. A couple of days ago, I just found myself locked in on the White Sox, and I'm like, it's gonna be a tough year for y'all. But memo to everybody that didn't think Murakami can hit. Oh, this brother can hit. You played yourselves collectively.
Mm-hmm.
Bro's gonna hit 35 home runs in the big leagues this year. Dead center field pop, pull pop. Oh yeah, he gonna be all right. But you know who I enjoy watching for the White Sox? Acuna. Luis Angel Acuna, Ronald Acuna's brother.
Mets fans know that brother. I remember him.
He is a ball of energy. He flies all over the field. I'm not saying that they make it, but I'm saying they're gonna be fun as hell. Carson, Montgomery, Acuna, Murakami, like.
I mean, listen, I think if you're a White Sox fan, you got to enjoy, as you mentioned, Murakami and some of these other young fellas that are on the team. But I think they just need to find they need to figure out their brand of baseball that fits the White Sox today, right? Because I think for a while now, the White Sox have kind of been all over the place. I don't really think they've had like their own identity, if that makes sense. Clearly, they're the Chicago White Sox, yada, yada. We know who's played there over the years. But for the most part, it's been a while since we've been able to say, like, yo, the White Sox are good because of this. And I think this right now could be maybe the early stages of, what they could be. And now it's going to take some time. Now we're talking maybe we probably won't see the White Sox be any good if it's going to be with this crew,
So
at least for another 2 to 3 years. Right. Yeah.
But you can see the makings of the lineup they putting together, though. That lineup, if you put a full lineup, you're talking about Murakami, you're talking about Acuna, you're talking about Montgomery. Yeah. They're going to be all right. I'm not saying they make the playoffs or do nothing like that, but they're going to be, at least we know they got a lineup they can hit, and if they pitch a little bit, they're going to be tough to deal with.
Yeah, of course.
They're going to be tough to deal with. I got to ask this for fun because I'm very curious on your thoughts, right? So the Yankees are 7-2 because they lost tonight, but they almost came back. So I'm watching the Yankees this year, and I'm watching them a little differently. Because I'm not watching for the explosive inning. I'm watching to see them put runs together. The way that these brothers are putting innings together, to start the season, this might be the most complete Yankee team in terms of the way they're scoring runs, stealing bases, taking the extra bag, sack flies. Defense has been on point. Like, they look really good. My only question is, how do you avoid the midsummer swoons that they go through? What has to happen for them to, get past that midsummer swoon? And I think I have a resolution to those problems.
I mean, if they avoid that, this team, I don't think they do this, but if they avoid that, and they always go through it, right? We see it happen every year now. But if they get through that, you're talking like winning damn near 100 games at that point, right?
Yeah, the Yankees right now have the Yankees at like 96 wins. Yeah. If they get to the midsummer swoon and they don't see, but this is how you stop that. Because if you ask me what I'm going to do, one, Carlos LeGrand is getting called up real quick. Shot in the arm. Yo, go throw 100 in the big leagues. And then I'm trading one of these kids. Preferably probably Dominguez. For like, and because he's killing it down there in the minor leagues right now. He's tearing the cover off the ball. Yo.
One of my friends actually, shout out to my boy Manny. He watches the show. He sent me something the other day where George Lombard Jr. had like 5 hits in the game, bro. Something ridiculous like that.
You want to know what he is to start the minor league season? He's 6 for 9. He's hitting like damn near 700 right now. Your man is incredible. And I don't think they trade Lombard, so I'll take him off the table.
Yeah.
But it just feels like if I wanted to add something specific, I'm probably looking at back end of the bullpen. And I know you look at me like I'm crazy. But if I could somehow add another starting pitcher, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to add one more starting pitcher, even with Cole, even with whatever they got coming back. Because the more starting pitching you have to be, the more an injury ain't gonna cripple you, right? Like you gotta, you
Well,
gotta.
the one thing that we do know, like even if you were to just go back, just a few months ago, right, back to the off season, they
Mhm.
were interested, right? I know Mackenzie Gore, he ultimately went to the Rangers, but Yankees, we talked about it in the
They were right
offseason on this
there. They were
show.
right
They
there.
reached
They were
out
right
like,
there.
yo, what's
Mhm.
good? We want Mackenzie Gore,
They were right there.
So it
Listen.
wouldn't surprise me if the Yankees revisit, that
So
starting pitching
what
table
would
again.
it surprise you if Joe Ryan's healthy? If the Yankees make the first call for Joe Ryan and Joe Ryan's wearing pinstripes and you got Joe Ryan, Garrett Cole, Rodon, and Cam
Well,
with free.
Joe Ryan, that would be a big deal. I don't even think they need a Joe Ryan. Now, Joe Ryan would be lovely though.
But they didn't need a Mackenzie Gore or a Paul Skeens or any of
Mhm.
that, but they called anyway.
Right, right.
What I'm trying to tell you is I could see them. It's almost like they're trying to add to his strength, right? Where it's like, if we could get one more, then even if somebody gets hurt and misses extended time, we're fine, right? Like, even if we got to skip Cam a few starts and not have him go every 5 days, get him, every 6th or 7th day, and your rotation still remains one of the strengths of your team, I think they'll take it. But ultimately, I think it has to be the right deal for them, though, right? Like they're not just going to do this for anybody. But I think if you gave Brian Cashman true serum right now, by the way, Spencer Jones hit a grand slam today. So Spencer Jones gonna hit 35, 40 home runs in the minor league. The only thing you
For
want,
what though? To be down there to what? Get promoted right back to AAA?
but this is the point, right? They would trade Trent Grisham tomorrow. I'm telling you, they would trade him tomorrow if they knew Spencer Jones wasn't going to strike out 35% of the time.
But here's the thing though, right? You remember the season Trent had last year for the Yankees?
He was unbelievable.
Spencer Jones is doing that without even trying. Now, the strikeouts and the average might be lower, but in terms of production, he's doing that. He's doing it
So,
already.
but what I'm saying is he's not going to get on base like
Right, right. Yeah,
Trent
yeah.
Grisham is, and he's not going to play the caliber defense that
I
Trent
agree.
Grisham does.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't blame the Yankees for going, yo, we would love to have this power from the left-handed side of Yankee Stadium. That would be amazing. But he's not gonna be able to play center field the way Trent Grisham does.
Right.
Like Trent Grisham, he gets to some balls, and I'm sitting there like, oh, that's a double in the gap. Oh, he caught that? That's crazy. Like his range is crazy. So
We might have to wait till like maybe next year because I think after the season, Trent is probably gone, right?
no, after the season, Trent is gonna go. That's why I said Dominguez is the odd man out. Because it feels like they're gonna give Spencer a shot.
I think
Like
they should.
to me, Spencer's gonna be the guy that you call up in like late August,
August, yeah.
early September. He'll get the call. He'll come up here. And if the let's just say for argument's sake, right? And I'm not trying to put this out there. Let's say you got a 15-game lead and it's August 10th and the division's wrapped up. Nobody's catching you. It's over. You could afford the luxury of throwing Spencer Jones in some games that's in the field, telling Trent, yo, just play the fourth outfielder role for right now. Let's see what we got in this young brother, because if we got some, can you imagine a lineup with Spencer Jones, Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge? You know,
Yeah, that's like what, like 120, 140 home runs, maybe?
and that's that. But again, notice I said 15 game, 10, 15 games up with the division. It ain't going nowhere. You got it sewn up. It's fine. Where you can play around with the idea of, yo, I know this dude's gonna strike out every 7 out of maybe 6 out of 10 times. But the 4 times he touches the ball, one of these balls might hit the train tracks next to the courthouse. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that strong of a dude. And I think the way that, they've been slow playing him. Because you got to remember a couple years ago before Judge came up, Judge didn't come up till he was 25. And we're like,
Yeah,
yo, what the
yeah.
hell are they doing with him? Why is he still down there? He's killing. And they're like, nah, he needs a little bit more time. Maybe they telling the kid, yo, just refine your strike zone a little bit. Just get a little tighter. Because and the thing is, I want to see what Jones looks like with a Judge in his ear, like, yo, big fella, they're gonna get you about right here, because this is what they do to me. They're gonna get you, they're gonna try and get you either about your neck or like below your shins. So that's a valuable resource, because you got another dude that's 6'7", looking eye to eye with him, going, I understand, young fella, because they were doing it to me.
Giant people problems.
You
Listen, here's what I'm going to tell you as a Yankee fan.
know what I'm
After
saying?
this season, especially with the lockout right around the corner, I'll tell
Yep.
you this. And listen, I'm sure there's a lot of Yankee fans who may feel this way. Figure out what you're going to do with Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez, because after this season wraps up and after the lockout, however long that's going to be,
Yep.
they're either here or they're not. That's
No,
where I am
sure.
with those two guys. I am.
No, and that's where they are too. That's where they are too. If you talk to anybody with the Yankees, that's exactly where they're at. And I think at this point, it's detrimental to keep both of them brothers up here, like both of them here, and you're not gonna play them. Like at this point, I kind of don't care that Jason's hitting 370 in my leagues. I don't care. What does it mean? He's never gonna get a shot up here.
Right.
Like, let's see what Spencer got. Let's see what it looks like, and then we'll go from there. You could almost say the same thing about Lagrange, but I kind of like. I don't think the Yankees want to put him in a fiery cauldron either, because 101, yeah, that's dope. That's great to have, but you're talking about must-win games and pressure packed and the crowd, and I'm not trying to do that to that young
I
brother.
mean, I think in this case with him, you could sort of like ease his way
You
into
can
it
slow
because
play him. You can
they have
slow
a
play him.
Bednar, they got a Tim Hill, a Doval, so maybe he's the first guy that you go to, out of the bullpen whenever you do decide to call him up, rather than throwing him into the fire the seventh, eighth, like, yo, get us out of this. We
No,
need
no,
you
no.
right now.
No, they're not gonna start him doing that. But I can see him.
Yeah.
Yo, you're the fifth inning, sixth inning, maybe the seventh inning
Mhm.
guy. But if he continues to pitch well, by the time we get to August, September, and he's been up here for a minute, I don't love Duvall in the eighth inning with his wild and his crazy and his wacky as his stuff is. I think if you gave the Yankees true serum right now, Carlos looking out here is the bridge to Bednar, and that's your eighth and ninth inning right now.
We'll see. We got a long way to go, but it's not impossible though.
It's listen, we're living in a hypothetical world. None of this, who knows what the hell, who knows? What I'm saying is it's good to have these problems. No, he's not back yet. He'll probably be back, what you want to say, late May, early June, right? Cole?
Probably, yeah.
I'm thinking about early June.
And by the way, King Cash, I hope you genuinely care. Don't come here on your BS.
But ultimately,
I agree with you, Rick. I know that that's saying a lot, especially to Yankee fans. Let me highlight his comment here. But I'm certainly over Jason Dominguez. Like, he can go before I wake up tomorrow morning. Absolutely. Like that quickly he could go.
Right, that ship is sailed,
Spencer
right.
Jones, as I mentioned, both of these guys, I'm on the verge. I'm telling you, after 2026 in the lockout, if we don't know whether they're going to be Yankees or not, excuse me for saying this, get both of them brothers, like Rick said, the hell up out of here.
And you're not wrong for saying that, because trade all three of them for Lindor, raise your fool. No, I mean, look, they're gonna try and upgrade at some point. I just wish.
I disagree, King Cash. He says without Cole, Yankees not a threat. Yeah, maybe they don't win a World Series, but are they tough to beat? You bugging? Hell yeah, they are, bro.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Even without Garrett Cole, right now, they're the best starting staff in the American League. let's have the argument. Play it out. Max, Cam, Will Warren's been good for them. Look at that rotation the first week and a half.
Well, numbers wise, absolutely. Like that
Right.
certainly backs up your point. Now, you
Right.
might have some people argue Mariners, whatever the case may be, but right
Which is
now, if we're
fine.
talking strictly numbers, which is what people care about. Friendly reminder in 2026, for those of you who are, fanatics of the analytics and all of that crazy stuff that people use to prove points nowadays.
Yeah.
But yo, they are there right now.
Listen, you could make the argument, right, that they might be the best rotation in baseball. Argument could be made. I'm not willing to make it because I think the Mariners are better. Not by much, but I think the Mariners are better. But if you were to have the conversation right now, who's the best rotation in baseball? I think the Yankees have an argument. I think they got a shot at it.
Yeah.
And that's not that Rodon hasn't come back yet. Cole hasn't, and they will be back. And you're not even talking. Listen, you
saying it like it's Freddy Krueger and Jason coming for you. He's like, yo, they will be back.
Know what I'm saying?
Like they will get you in your sleep.
Like,
King slow down now.
and also look, Clark Schmidt is gonna pitch for them probably in August and September.
Right, yeah, he's another guy who's gonna come back late. Yeah.
Armand, I gotta highlight your comment. Yanks are loaded starting pitching when healthy, and they're deeper than the Mariners. You know what? You may be right.
I think they have more depth than
the
Mariners. I think the Mariners have a very interesting 1 through 4, 1 through 5. Absolutely,
that Mariner rotation.
But to go back to something that Stefan likes to talk about is you got to have more than just your starting 5, right? And I think the Yankees have a lot more out of just 5 dudes that they're rolling out with, right?
Nah, the Dodgers are not better than the Yankee rotation. I can't do that. They're not better because if you put the Dodger rotation up against the Yankee rotation, I think it's a push. I think you might get pushed. I don't think they're definitively better. I think they're neck and neck if everybody's healthy.
That's what I was gonna say to prove King Cash's point there. For the Dodgers, because remember, they certainly have the talent, right? Yeah. Whereas for the Yankees, they have the talent, but they're also banking on young guys like a Cam to step up, right? Or any day now, Luis Hill might get the call to come back up to the big league level. And then, you want to see what you can get out of him now that he's, kind of crazy to say this, but he's like the odd man out, right? After playing a big role the past couple of years.
You know what's crazy? Razor says Luis Hill with a question mark. Well,
if healthy, bro. That's it. If healthy.
And Snell is never healthy to start a season. He's healthy late. He's never healthy to start a season. Glasnow never pitches.
That's why get your bread how you can, but I never understood how they could even commit that type of money to Tyler Glasnow.
Armand with a great point. The Mariners pitching are more talented, higher ceiling than Yanks pitching. I think I would agree with you because you got Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert's a hell of a pitcher. Luis Castillo's like their 4th starter, which is ridiculous to say.
Yeah.
And George Kirby's a hell of a pitcher. So I think the Mariners have something to say. I just look at the Yankees on paper, and so Razor says Luis Hill. Luis Hill has a big start on Friday against Tampa. If Luis Hill goes out and shoves and pitches well, what are you doing with all these arms, bro? Like, because we didn't even mention Luis Hill. And Luis Hill was a big part of the team a couple years ago. Luis, I'm serious. Yo, you might have to trade him because there's no place to put. You might have to put him in the bullpen.
Listen, they are going to run into something that they have to address. Crazy, absolutely, they have to. Somebody's going to leave. Somebody's out. I ain't mad at that, bro, because I was saying it last year, like when a lot of them were down around the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't feed into it, and I was like, "Yo, I think this is a part of their plan," and
Yeah,
it
to
was
get
exactly
everybody,
that, bro.
which is fine if you want to slow play guys, that's fine. But and you to a degree, I can't argue with his point because they do show up when it matters, especially Yamamoto. Yamamoto and Snell, they were all nails last year.
Mhm.
But if I'm being honest, it wasn't the Yankees pitching that killed them. It was the lack of offense. They didn't score runs.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like the Yankees pitching killed them when they won the series in 24.
Mhm.
The pitching was the problem. It was the offense and some of the managerial decisions. Mariners
Yeah.
started pitching. That's
I mean,
not
the
bad.
other thing too is with the Yankees, listen, the pitching could be as good as, we think it's gonna be this year. But if Aaron Judge doesn't have another postseason similar to last year, they ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna say that right
And
now.
that's no, and you're
So
right.
he has to repeat what he did last postseason for the Yankees. Cole, Rodon, Freed. Listen, you could love them if you want, but if that man
The
doesn't put up
offense
a
doesn't
similar
show. Yeah.
performance,
Mhm.
it is a wrap.
So here's what I'll say too. I think in a perfect world, the reason why the Dodgers are better than the Yankees, and this is coming from a Yankee quote unquote fan, because I've seen the Dodgers do it in the playoffs, right? Like the supporting cast around Judge has not shown up. Bellinger had a bad postseason last year. Trent Grisham didn't hit well in the postseason last year. Uh,
Jazz, yeah. Mhm.
Jazz was bad. Giancarlo had an off postseason last year. So um, the reason why the Dodgers are, they have a higher ceiling is because we've seen Freddie do it in the playoffs. We've seen Mookie do it in the playoffs. We've seen their guys show up in October, right? So,
Well, even when some of those guys don't step up, right? Because I remember for most of the postseason until Mookie Betts finally like had that breakthrough moment. Yo, a lot of us were here, and even King Cash, I'm sure he could attest to this too. Yeah, where was Mookie Betts at? But
mhm,
they're so good to the point where they could even live through those moments, whether it
mhm,
be in the division series, the
yep,
championship series, heck, even the
mhm,
World Series, right? Like they good regardless.
yeah. I mean, listen, it's a push. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to talk about. Mets Red Sox World Series. I don't see that for either one of those teams. Well, the Red Sox got to win some games first.
Yeah, but
This,
King
this,
Cash, how you afraid of the Phillies, bro? What are you talking about? How you afraid of the Phillies? Oh, get out of here.
if I'm honest, the Phillies are the team that scares me the least in the National League
Yeah.
because they're predictable. Year after year, you already know you're getting. They're gonna have a great regular season, and the postseason's gonna come, and then they're gonna forget how to hit.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean they scare you? They're like Tin Man.
Armand made a great point though. He's like, why are you scared if some of their biggest guys went MIA? It's a great
Exactly.
point.
Don't let that insecurity show, man.
Nah, Rick, you serious about that? Mets, Red Sox? Hell no,
Nah,
bro.
he said that a couple years ago too, though.
Right. If
Nah,
I
I
had to
disagree.
pick between the two teams, it's crazy to say this because of the start that they've gotten off to, but we already know it's the Dodgers in the NL. But the Red Sox, I mean, the Red Sox might have a better
Right
shot than the
now,
Mets.
right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen, I already said my piece on the Red Sox. If this doesn't turn in the next week to 10 days, Alex Cora is out of a job.
Mm-hmm.
They've been looking to fire this brother. I want to let it be. They've been looking for reasons to fire him, bro. So it's not like I can't say that, bro. When have the Dodgers ever been shut down for a prolonged series? They don't.
And even when I remember that series, King Cash, it was close, but even when it got, to the later point of some of those games, like the Dodgers just knew exactly what to
Yeah.
do. They knew what to plug in. They
Yep.
knew which puzzle fit where. Like, listen, bro, y'all are built for this, man. Like,
Yeah.
listen, you guys are good.
Credit to Andrew Freeman and that entire front office for doing great work, and that front office is unbelievable. Let's not forget that they have one of the best front offices in the big leagues.
Mm-hmm.
But the players got to go play. And boy, can they play. You know what I'm saying? They could sleepwalk through this regular season and still end up with like 95 wins, which is exactly what they're going to do.
And the World Series. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Good. Nah, I don't think Jim Crane wants to do that. Jim Crane doesn't seem like he wants, because if I'm not willing to play Joe Espada, and Joe Espada has been to a World Series and he's guided us through some big moments, I'm not going to pay a manager any real money. Jim Crane doesn't seem like he's the type to pay a manager any significant money. Now, if you're asking me why I think Alex Cora should be long term, I like Alex Cora with the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he smooths over the whole locker room. This one don't like this one. I think he figures that out.
Yeah. I also think the issue with the Astros as well is, I mean, they don't even pay their own guys, right? Like the players. Hence why Correa left. He came back. Bregman went to Boston. He's now with the Cubs, you know?
Right. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're willing to depart with certain guys, obviously, that have been there for some time. And I don't think other guys are above that. They're really not.
Yeah, Cora to the Mets to me would be the thing that I think turns it, but who knows?
You think this is Mendoza's final year?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think he makes it through the season.
Damn, bro. Yo, you just got everybody losing their jobs, bro.
Hold on. Can I tell you why though? You don't fire the manager. You don't fire the whole staff and give the manager the year.
For the Mets, you're talking about, right?
Yes.
I agree. I think everybody
They
should.
fired his whole coaching staff, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Done, gone, over, finished. Nah. The moment they go through let's say, for instance, they go through like a 6-7 game losing streak. He's out on his ass with the quick, gotta go.
I thought the Mets should have done, when they were just getting rid of damn near everyone in the offseason, I thought they should have did Carlos Mendoza the same way they did Buck Showalter a few years ago. Because a few seasons ago, I didn't think Showalter deserved that. I thought he should have, finished out that final season.
The thing about it is this. Buck is gonna push back against the sabermetrics.
He's old school, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's gonna push back. So the last thing you want is somebody who's gonna push back. The reason why I think Alex Cora kind of fits is because he speaks. He's in between. He kind of gets the analytical side, but he's been around the league long enough where he can speak to the players one-on-one and communicate, and he kind of fits.
I mean, hopefully he could, figure out what's going on between the two top dogs.
My dream though is Carlos Beltran being the Met manager. That's my dream. Like I want to see Los in the dugout, but I don't know if he does it though.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, my two dream candidates would be Carlos Beltran. 3, I'll go 3. Carlos Beltran, Albert Pujols, and Alex Cora.
I like Pujols.
That would be my dream, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where the Mets are. I don't know where Stearns would be with all that, but I kind of like that fit.
I think Pujols should have a job as early as next season, honestly. I think he should. I think what he did in the Winter League was interesting. I think what he did with Team DR in the World Baseball Classic was worthy enough to, win him a job. Now, listen, is he going to be successful and do it for, 10, 20 years? We'll have to see, right?
Yeah.
But can he do the job? I think so.
Yeah, and
listen, if B-Row could manage Team USA and not know the rules and all that, Albert Pujols could get a job.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I think. That's far. Like, I mean, what can you do? He was at the end of his career.
Yeah, he was at the end, Shrek.
Like, he was done, bro. It's not like he was in the prime and he was done.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, he was going to be in the Hall of Fame even without the cheating scandal, bro.
Right. He was already Hall of
He
Fame
was
bound.
already on his
Like
way there, so it really doesn't matter
he
if.
was already a few years removed from retirement, and people were already putting Carlos Beltran in the same conversation as greatest switch hitter of all time, bro. Like,
And
you
you know
know,
what? He might be. He might.
yeah, he's
He's up
up
there
there.
with Mickey Mantle. He's up
He's up
there.
there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um. Speaking of being up there, our time is up, but this was fun.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was getting close to the 2 hour mark, but we
This is
good now.
crazy. Thank you guys for tapping in. By the way, I'm gonna put this on as a poll. This is gonna be our poll. Razor is gonna be the manager. If anything, he might be named the GM under Stearns. I don't think Pujols should be
Damn,
the
you
manager.
hard on pools, bro. That's crazy. Because I've seen you mention like other guys who don't really earn, I think deserve it as much as Pujols, I would say.
Listen, I just want to give Pujols a shot to see if he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can, then you got some. And he was good in the classic. He wasn't bad.
Right. And the
He
other thing
wasn't
is
bad.
too, a lot of people might run with this and say, oh, well, look at who Pujols had, for example, playing for him in Team DR. But at the same time, imagine having to have all those guys in check with their egos. Like, you're in a clubhouse full of superstars, guys who are probably just always hearing yes all the time.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to get all those guys on the same page. Well, it depends. It's not only tonight, Rick, because we've had these conversations plenty of times. So I would have to really revisit when we talked about it. But Pujols certainly deserves a position, I would say.
And
I'm not
honestly,
saying that, Major League Baseball and these teams, did a disservice by not giving him one this year. That's why I said as early as next year. So, maybe he could get more experience under his belt. Maybe go back to the Winter League now
fair,
with the lockout. Go back to
fair, yeah,
DR, manage
fair.
one of those teams.
Yeah, and then let's see what comes of it. I don't think the only thing I'll say about Yachty, I don't think Yachty's gonna take a job outside of St. Louis at first. I think the first job he takes as a full-time manager or full-time whatever is with the Cardinals. I just think that the ties to the organization are too strong. Well, that's the only place he's ever played. Where Albo spent 10 years with the Angels, he's been with the Dodgers, like he's been with other teams, right?
Yeah, that sucks, man. I'd like to see, like, I know ideally you want to see Yachty end up with the Cardinals because of his time there, but at the same time, you would think that Yachty's good enough to do the job anywhere.
Yeah. Nah, but they just extended Marmo, but that could be ripped up real quick. If Yachty comes knocking on Bill DeWitt's door and was like, "Yo, I'm ready to manage next season," Ali Mamo is out of a job, and I'm not
Yeah,
even
but here's the thing, though. If we think Yachty is that good, and this goes for all of us, right? Rick, Armand, Steph, and myself, if we have this much faith in Yachty, he's got to be able to do it outside of St. Louis too, bro. We got to remove those St. Louis ties. I
well,
know why it's being mentioned. I get it. It's picture
right.
perfect. But if he is that good, or at least we think he's that good for the job, you got to be able to do it, with
Well,
whoever comes knocking at your door.
we don't know if he's that good. That's
Right,
what we're
right,
saying. We
right.
don't know if he can do. We don't even know if he wants to do it. This is all speculation. He's managed the WBC because that's for his home country.
Hmm.
Do I think he steps out and wants to do it for a full year with another organization and he got to learn all the whole I don't know if he does that. At least not yet. And the other reason why I don't think he manages yet because his kids are still in high school. I believe. I believe both of his kids are still in high school. So let his kids go off to college. Let the
It's
Nets
also
get
a
it.
lot too, bro. Like I remember Derek Jeter during the World Baseball Classic. After one of the games, he had asked Jorge Posada, former teammate. He's like, "Yo, do you see like this being something that maybe you could get back into at the big league level?" Posada was honest. It was more one of those things where it sounded like a yes and a no. Yes, for the love of the game and just to see what he could do in that position, but it was a no because of what you just said. Family, kids,
And
already did it for damn near 20 years. It's a
and
lot,
Yachty
bro.
Yachty Yachty caught for damn near 19 years. Yachty was away from the house for a long time. So like I think if Yachty manages again, I think it's gonna have to be in another 2-3 years when his kids are out of the house and he got nothing to
Mm.
do and he's played all the golf and he's got retirement fully not out of his system, but where he's like, all right, I got to scratch the itch because I need something to do. Where like if you look at it, the winter league is convenient. The classic is only like 2 weeks. I'm not away from home for that long. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a full 6 months where I'm away from my kids, my wife, travel. Like he just did that for 20 years. I don't know if he wants to do it again.
Yeah. I remember before this year's WBC, there were a lot of people who were big on Mark DeRosa getting a job. I'm gonna be honest, after what he did in the classic, you
Yeah,
are
no.
out of any opportunities, like anything that people ever imagined. Like, nah,
Yeah.
it ain't happening.
Yes, he did. He still does. He's a consultant to the GM. He still does. Speaking of still doing, we out of here. We will see you guys on middle of the week next week. I would say maybe Wednesday,
Mhm.
Wednesday, Thursday.
We here twice, so it's every couple days, bro. Like
I mean,
you guys
so
never, as I said, last week, you're never gonna be here unless we get sick or something. It's not gonna be 5, 6, 7 days, bro. We're here
nah.
every couple days now, literally.
By the way, Joe Adell is the defensive player of the year off of those 3 catches alone. I didn't need to see nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Adell, you have won, my boy. Good for you.